What's up, everyone? The up the nose shot. So we have a respect. I respect Sam Sulek. I wish we can all be energetic and enthusiastic when we're young and made of Play-Doh. But I do respect his simplicity. Today we're doing a session from the RP Renaissance Periodization. Sorry for the sniffs. Hypertrophy app. Try not to breathe too heavily. Yeah, it's got some. It's the last day. His Jared. What's the character? The individual's name. It's a template on their app. Jared Featherlight. 6 days a week. This is the last day of the week, so it's kind of like a little tidy up day. So it's a weird. It's like back, abs, and calves or something. So a little hammer strength, mid grip row. I think I'm at week. The week where two RIR. For those who don't know, that's reps and reserves. So it's kind of like that's how far you go, and you should go to you have just barely two left. And anywhere from 5 to 30 reps, whatever it is. It's kind of been liberating to have found Israel and RP Renaissance Periodization on the social medias. Anyway, let's get this going. I'll try not to be gross and heavy. Let's send Sulek the shit. Sucks not being able to hear my headphones though. I got to come up with a solution for that. Now I got to memorize that since my phone is ringing. I'll at least use a stopwatch. Old school. Look at this stuff. Stopwatch. So at least can keep track. Yeah, RP and Israel, they're really good on teaching and endorsing it with science. With that shit where sets are always, back in the day, I did it too. It's like almost like a race. For those of you who don't know, your muscles. Oh my God, I've since forgotten everything. Essentially, the muscle fibers. Can't remember the scientific bullcrap I'm trying to think of now. Sarcomeres and telomeres, nerves. I don't know. We're doing that super fast stuff. It's not really getting the whole muscle fiber engaged, especially on that stretch to really stretch out all those interlaced muscle fibers, the fingers of the muscle fibers. Got to get that stretch, and then it's maximal stretch under load, and then pulling back from contraction. That's going to cause the muscle to go, fuck, I got to grow and get strong. But then just pumping it out, not really hitting the stretch. The muscles is kind of, I think of it like it's just going to go into survival mode. Like it might look cool, or you might feel cool, but it's not going to do it. Like since I've come across Israel and RP, my soreness from my workouts, I wouldn't say less weight, but more connected intensity, more focused form. I've been more sore. And I've been doing this now for whatever the math is, 1993, 35 years, 36 years, something, I don't even know. So this is definitely past the newbie games. All right, there's rest one. I got to see here, remember 13. Set one was 13. So in theory, that means I had two in my tank. Following this week's 2 in reserve, 2 reps in reserve template. So it's just letting go and just hitting that 2 RIR, not obsessing. Just when your form goes to shit, but get that stretch. God, it feels different and good. And it changes your strength. You got to be smart about your weights now. And if you're old and broken. Nice. So get that stretch. I got long arms, so it fucks up all the machines. These aren't negatives. This is how it should be. Negatives would be like this. Here's a negative. That's a negative. Just straight sets. I fucked up my count. Forgot what it was at. See that last set rep? I couldn't control the drop. Let's call that 9. I didn't count. I'm gonna have to stop recording in between each exercise at least. Chop this video together. Yeah, coming across RP and Israel tells me nice. Oh, to be clear, there's nobody in the gym here. Not because I'm embarrassed or ashamed, but there's a protocol. Somebody gets in here, this thing's turning off. That bullshit trend of setting up a tripod. I remember I was telling Betty back when I moved to LA, very early on, I got a photo shoot at Gold's Gym in Venice, thanks to Mike Ryan. Very well known, I hate saying it, famous fitness guy. It makes it sound like a weird, like, douching name drop. But a really good guy, a really nice guy, one of the few I met and connected with in LA. But he and he made a connection that we could do a photo shoot there before they opened one day. Now, there's some big names, friends of mine still actually, come up with an entire film fucking crew, and it's just like, dude. And to their credit, they're still working out hard, but like, they're ruining it for everybody else. Like, you don't own the place. I hate that shit. It's very pompous to think they need to deal with you. All right, 13, I think I said 9. Part of this age bullshit is my memory's going to shit too. 13, 9, 39. Right in some awesome faces. All right, enter that. Hit stop. For those of you who are idiots, this is what's called racking your weights. Taking your weight off of the machine, putting it back. It's frustrating with this gym though, butt shot. There's no weight trees. So you gotta, some machines, ironic, it's like bitching. It's like parking at the closest spot to the front door of the gym and bitching about having to walk if you can't get a good spot. Like, oh no, I have to walk further with the weights to the area to rack them. No, you're at the gym to work out, idiot. But having some weight trees would be nice. All right, get some seated rows. Crotch shot. Just giving you guys all the upskirt. This gym. It's not a bad gym. It's got bad numbers. But at this time of day, what is this all about? Some people, it's like this little carabiner, you can't even see it in the video. Not a weight-bearing beaner, or at least for this one. Maybe some one-arm cable bullcrap. For the seated rower, that stack goes up to 260. Come on, man. Yeah. Some seated row. So a hammer upright row. This is more of a wide grip, mid-back, arms flared. Upright. This one. This is a sacrilege for some people. Was for me too. Seated row, historically, people are like bending at the waist and doing this thing. Whereas your back, it's not a fragile little delicate flower. That's coming from a guy who broke his back. And you have metal and rods and bars and fusions in their spine. Your back is made to stretch and do stuff. It's just rather smart. When you do anything under a load, you just do it smart. Your body was made to do stuff. Hey, camera. It's actually artsy fartsy angle. I think they call that a cowboy angle. I don't know. Your body's made to handle this shit. If you're going to do it under load, you just, the heavier the load, the more concentrated your form and technique should be. You don't need to compensate by fighting your body's design. So that being said, I think I credit Michael Hearn did this. And then years later, coming across Israel Tell and RP, I don't get paid by it, to be clear. I forked out the whole cost of their app. I'm coming across their stuff, going back to that stretch, obviously being smart, you know, there's a difference between what you'll see me do, which is a real nice stretch to really stretch the lats out and coming up like this, like old row is this, bending at the waist. Whereas now it's just going to be a bending at the waist combined with almost like a rolling of the shoulders and a hunch. And there's a difference between that and then letting all the weight go to your lower back and then having your lower back take it. And it's just engaging all the muscles you're working to keep it from just being this weird low back shredder. And it definitely is different. It requires massive concentration, intelligence. I hate that. I hate saying mind muscle connection. But it's true. Anyway, without further ado, I'm 65 pounds. Again, it's kind of nice. Smart lifting. Still lift quote unquote heavy as shit, but cool thing about the RP app is it really focuses on the principles of progressive overload. So this is my 2 rep and reserve week. When it gets to the 0 one, the rep range, and it tells you the reps to shoot for, but you got to be honest with yourself if it guessed wrong. It doesn't guess, I should say, it calculates. But if you're going like 20 reps, that's some weight. Anyway, let's do this. This one, really sitting on the camera, but nice stretch. Oh God, yeah. I gotta memorize that. Can I give you guys a better view? That sounds whatever. A better view. I'll give Sam Sulek some credit. He has become famous enough he can't use a tripod and all that bullshit. With me, I will not be doing that. But I will be This one. Forgot I had to take the mic off. I remember younger days, that would have been an opportunity to accidentally show off your abs. Let's do that stuff. Fuck, I forgot my rep count. 10. Super tired today. I got a table read today with the team doing that film. If you've seen me post pictures with me all looking all Don Drapery, like 1930s fedora. TV show, it's called Bloody Shame. Doing a table read with them for a film they're doing. My character today is like what is the Revolutionary War? Like in that era, I played Deacon in the time of like these religious zealot assholes who are like really demeaning to women, and they get on such a high, moral high ground that they become kind of evil. Anyway, super tired. We went to bed at midnight, 2 a.m. Definitely, like I said, typically say I'm a Nazi about my sleep. I typically am, but I'm more of a Nazi about working out before the gym gets people. There's one dude who comes in, but we have a similar mind space. But even when he comes in, if he comes in, stuff's getting shut down. But yeah, I don't like this place busy. So sleep or not, it's not healthy. Like, it's not. I don't care what your fitness goals are. Sleep is a requisite. But then again, so is the cardio betting I did last night. So for those of you who listen this far in the video, I don't have any rewards to give you yet. I am trying to do some stuff with my social media. So maybe someday it'll translate, but for those of you who are still with me, thank you. And you too. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you picked up my joke. It's not a joke. We really did do something that had a cardiovascular effect. Oh. I see those long fucking arms. Really upset. All right, good. I'm mumbling, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. Yeah. Yeah, and actually, it's for the older guys and gals. You can still be getting the pump and all that with concentrated work. I knew this before, but again, Israel Challenge. RP really hammered it home. You see these bullshit celebrity workouts or montages, and they're always way too entertaining and way too full of wazoo, goofy shenanigans and variety. They're not needed and or sustainable and or ideal. I tell Mike and I chat on social media, here's what I tell. And we were talking, and I told him, I was like, one of my new goals to make it was to make it, because he critiques celebrity workouts and pretty much all of these shit on, rightfully so. I tell him I want to make it so he can critique a work, some online workout that I have to do to, get a role or get a character or some bullshit and expose. I tell him I just want to be holding my cell phone because that's where the RP, again, I paid for this, I don't get anything out of this, but again, where he'll see me look at my phone for the RP Hypertrophy App, look at my workout, and just do nice, slow, controlled sets. And have that be my workout. And have the audience go, this is boring. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to change that shit because men's health is watching my workout. It's up to them to edit it and make it look cool. Things have changed as far as some form and science behind a proper form, but we still made a way to Arnold back in the golden era look badass. And he wasn't doing battle ropes and all this other bullshit, which I've been guilty of. I was falling for it. But at my roots, I've always been boring. Where I use the phrase bodybuilding, working at. But I use the word bodybuilding lightly, hesitantly, because it's just lifting weights and you're building your body. So that applies to guys that want to look all jacked, applies to guys that want to look thin and athletic, it applies to females that want to quote unquote tone. But bodybuilding just has a negative or a stigma to it. I don't want to have people shy away that can get benefits from weight training. I've tried it too long. Last set. 10 minutes. First set. Little crotch shot or butt shot. That reminds me of Deadpool. Baby knife. Stay tuned. An underrated exercise, I think. System pull-ups, system dips. It allows you to really concentrate, get a good workout, just in a different way. The way the gravity resists. Ass shot here. Don't mean it to be, but it's kind of nice on the app because I normally you see the rep suggestion, but unless I go under it, which would be a backfire. The app gives you a rep suggestion, which this app pretty much nails it. Like it kind of calculates what my two RII should be, tells you what the reps should be based on past weeks. It's kind of nice because I have to record. I can't see the suggestions, so I truly have to assess accurately my 2 reps in reserve. So I'm actually hitting it more accurate and giving the app more accurate feedback. Speaking of feedback, I'll get to that in a minute. Shoot, I think it's a parallel grip. Yeah, I think it was parallel grip. Shit out. This one? Let's go with this one. I hope this isn't a gross angle. Alright, it's not bad. Again, tripod would be nice. It would be aesthetically pleasing shot. Yeah, I call myself a filmmaker here and there, but I'm not a filmmaker when I'm in the shot. Definitely gonna get some midriff shirt because I'm too tall and my shirt's too small. Oh, fuck, that's not enough weight. And by not enough weight, I mean by not enough weight, I did 6 reps. And then you go. But by not enough weight, I mean, for those who don't know how this machine works, I mean, not enough weight. It takes off your body weight. So if I'm 260 and I put the stack at 10, I'm then lifting 250. So I didn't subtract enough weight to get it good. Oh, I still did. So it's, again, pimping this app because I believe in it. I gotta sneeze. Let's see. Jesus. Yeah, this app, it's so fucking cool. I gotta get my headphones out of my ear. They make no sense. Well, I don't want to listen to them do cardio. It's like, I picked the weight wrong, but as long as I remember the weight, remember the reps, and enter it correctly, start recording, I plug it in, and after each set, it says, how is the joint pain? What's the other question? And before each set, or each body part, it says, how sore were you from the last workout? It gives you a scale. And at the end of each body part, it says, how was the work for that body part? And, as long as you're honest and you hit your 2 reps in reserve, whatever assigned reps in reserve it's supposed to be. This app learns, and based on the principles of progressive overload, which isn't a fad or some bullshit trend. It's legit science. Progressively overload the muscles, causing them to want to grow. And again, trust me, it's not all that easy. It's not like if you do this app, you're all of a sudden going to become Jack Schwarzenegger. Diet, genetics, chemicals are all going to dictate that. So this app is for women or men that just want to be lean and strong. Just popping giant muscles isn't easy. It's not going to happen overnight. Fucking trust me. Mine's still not where I wanted to be, and I've been doing this for almost 40 years. Yeah, this app it's amazing. As long as you're honest with it, and it'll learn regardless, but it'll learn incorrectly if you give it wrong information or not, inaccurate or dishonest. If you're lying to an app, you have more problems than that's something with. So research shows there's no 8 to 10 is muscles, 4 to 6 is giant muscles, 12 to 15 is toning. Basically, there's science. I can't quote it right now. This is, hey, anywhere between 5 and 30, as long as you're hitting the prescribed muscle fatigue you're shooting for, go for it. So if I pick too wrong of a weight, as long as I get at least 5 and they're within the reps, so it's self-regulating. If I pick the wrong weight and I go forever, as long as I don't go over 30 and I enter that in the app, it'll learn. And then next week, when it says, all right, do this weight for 20, and I'm like, well, it learned right, but I don't want to be doing 20 reps. It allows me to add the weight and do what I want as long as it's within the parameters, and it learns, and it goes, oh, okay. I noticed that he increased the weight and he decreased the reps, but he said it was the right RIR. So that was noted, learned. Too much weight, too much rest. Now again, I'll also talk about rest after this. Get that stretch pause. Commercial in front of me. It's very demotivating. Wiring commercials, so fascinating. Stay tuned. Sorry about these crotch shots to get set up. My brows. Let's see what we can do here. Feels so douchey, but I really like to pimp this app out. So it's talking about wrist. Again, it's like I'm becoming a little RP disciple, but the stuff they're talking about isn't some proprietized bullshit. It's science. It's stuff I knew. It's ironic. It's stuff I knew, or we all knew, or thought we knew long ago. Yeah, rest. I'm winded because I'm talking at the same time, so that's not a helpful assessment. But rest. So you catch your breath and go again. If you're resting longer than 2 minutes, you're powerlifting. But honestly, because I'm bad at looking at my phone. Shit, I forgot how many sets I'm supposed to do with this. I think 4. The other thing with this app is it learns based on your input. One of the metrics it uses is pump. So it'll assess how good the workout was, or how good that exercise set was, or how good the exercise is for that body part. But it'll also ask how the pump was, because there can be a difference. They can be a good workout, but the pump was low. You know, some body parts don't get as much of a violent pump as like biceps versus back, different pumps. Yeah, so I think it said 4 sets. Fucking find out. We've got a little one. Well, hey, I don't talk to myself. Calves, at least badass for the workout. That's squeaky. Calves are the machine. It's making that sound. Oh, those wrist wraps I was using. Yeah, my body. Your experience with those Versa wraps. Is it wrap? Versa grips. Yeah, Versa grips. So better. So much better than wrist wraps. Creepy. Like some weird sci-fi thing. But the principle behind those, and I agree. I've said this, been taught this, and been educated on this. But the limiting factor, I think, like, uses that phrase a lot too, but I think it's not like he coined it for words, limiting factor. But like, if you're, the more advanced you get, yeah, there's some, like my dad, he had a crazy strong forearm grip. And it's like he trained his forearms. But even then, his back would be stronger than grip. And that's pretty much, that's a good example, but that's probably across the board for almost anybody. So if you're actually going to involve your back, you need to remove the limiting factor from the equation, i.e. straps. So you use these straps, so you just hold on, let the back do the work. You don't have to worry about your fingers fatiguing your flexors and extensors, particularly your flexors and your forearms. Let them get out of the equation. Yeah, you're gripping a little, of course, but it allows the back to get the load and the fatigue and the destruction. So I keep looking at these dorks. I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, so I use the grips on any kind of pull. I use wrist wraps. You see me wearing those like wrist support wraps. Because this hand, this wrist, this left wrist is full of metal and plates. So I'm just like trying to salvage the few joints I have left that aren't destroyed. So I use those for like heavy press stuff. Typically those workouts also have like curls with them, so I'll just leave them on, cinch them down a little bit for curls. Why not? Yeah, anything to do with pull, I use those straps. I'm mesmerized by this stupid vacuum commercial. 12, 12, 12. I think Sam uses it so far. Okay. What's I gonna say? Oh, I don't know if you can see it on Wittmer. Yeah, they're like the cats. Perfect examples. The exercise and health and fitness industry. Sorry, 12, 14, 12, 14. For me, I go calf straight, toes pointed straight. Next set in, next set out. If I have a fourth set, I go back to straight. If I have a fifth set, I just repeat until the app tells me I'm done. I believe I've seen some studies when they put calves under load on an MRI, it didn't change the aspect of the gastroc partially soleus that it hit, calf muscles. It just hit them. Here's a perfect example of you just gotta kind of, I use the word extrapolate a lot. You gotta extrapolate what works. Fine, if that's the case, me pointing them in and out straight isn't gonna hurt. I mean, if it is hurting you, don't do it. But I honestly, when I do the sets nice and right, nice and controlled with good weight, good stretch, good contraction, good rate of reps. When I point in, I feel it on the medial calves. What was the other way around? I have to get backwards. When I point in, actually it'd be lateral calves. When I point out, you feel it on the medial, whatever the hell. I do feel it on, when I point in and out, I do feel it on the more inside and outside extremes of the gastroc, rotating in and out on the calf. It's not like it eliminates the central or opposite side of the calf. I figured, fuck it, why not? And again, that's the other thing. I say everything I say when I shit on a theory or concept or trend or something. I shit on it, not because I'm higher than that. It's because I fall for whether it's that specific thing or even that mentality. And in this case, it's more the mentality of like minutia. Like 14, 15-year-old Jeff, if he saw something saying, do this for calves, point in, straight out, you get calves like Jay Cutler, I would have obsessed over that. Or I would have, if I forgot to do it, I could easily see myself going back to the gym doing calves again. It's like, oh, I did it wrong. It's like, no, your muscles are not that intelligent. Like, obviously, if I'm doing calf press, I'm not training my lats. But if I'm doing calf press, 12, 14, exercise the calves. It's not like the calves are going up. I'm not going to the medial. So yeah, if your progress or whatever is being limited and or dictated by this on your bicep curls versus this, you got big. My arm looks huge in that light. Yeah. If that's causing you problems, you have bigger problems than a 30-degree angle change. 12 foot, feel it straight in and out. Shit. That's something just straight in and out. Shit, I have to bring a real camera next time. Let's see the bellies. Yeah, out is medial calf. That's just not sexy. Just not sexy. See, even there, I don't know if you saw that. Especially with muscles that have shorter range of motion, like calves are just like beep beep, versus like bicep curls. I get back into that old rhythm of almost going too fast. Not a nice and controlled down, and then a slightly faster up. So it's really, I guess it's where that mind, I work people up that mind muscle connection bull crap people talk about is you really stop and concentrate. It makes your workouts better. Whatever the hell, at the end of the day, whatever the hell works. I mean, it's how with like diets and everything else. Like, I'm a big Nazi with some stuff. Like, I really love a lot of stuff Lane posts and a lot of stuff, or Lane Norton posts and a lot of stuff Israel posts when it comes to diet. And I've said this for anybody that's been with me a really long time. Remember the group that was called Fitness is a Lifestyle, Not a Fad. I think now it's called the ICU, my group, my Facebook group. Yeah, I'm really proud of that group, actually. I probably need to do more. I feel like I did. It was kind of an overall health group. Health, fitness. Yeah, I've been saying that. I mean, I'm not unique, but like, things should be a lifestyle, not a fad. And a lot of diets, because they are so nuanced and extreme, they just become unsustainable. I mean, take me in a bodybuilding diet. You end up yo-yoing because you just go from one extreme to the other because it's not sustainable. You just create so if you take a rubber bouncy ball and bounce it, it bounces high and then low and eventually slows down. Yo-yo dying is the opposite. Like it's this back. It's reverse gravity. You bounce it, and it bounces slower and gets bigger and it's more extreme as it goes on. And the fallout eventually just can't do it anymore. So I think it's that way with diets, workouts, or where the fuck works for you. I've fallen for the trends, but ironically, after now, I have to do that. I can't do it right now. I'm trying to memorize my sets. I already forgot 12. It's 12, 14, right? But if it's unsustainable, you're not going to stick with it. And you got to be able to stick with stuff to get results. Diet, workouts, whatever. At the end of the day, yeah, a lot of the routines and methodologies I've used are helpful when it comes to like athletic stuff, but at the end of the day, just overall health always comes back to lifting things up and down. And actually, Israel has a lot of good research and found a lot of research showing that your average weight training, well, not average, just your correct weight training, has athletic benefits. You don't need to be doing these weird unilateral hoppity hippity hoppity stuff because the muscles won't move away. We have some good videos on that. Obviously, like if I was younger and pivoting into special forces assessment, yeah, I definitely would incorporate more Jim Jones stuff, more mission specific, sport specific stuff. At the end of the day, basics are the basics for a reason. God damn, 12, 14, 11. This is one of those memorization tests. Like this vacuum. It's on the big screen. They had me a dog hair. gotta write it down before I forget. Yeah, definitely have to learn from today. Come up with a new system. It's the ironic fallout of the RP Hypertrophy App is I hate my phone. My question is, I can't decide what my thoughts are. I'm gonna check apps. How's that slip? Drinking sounds are awesome. I argue. Yeah, these are a big hip flexor exercise for sure. If you just do this, you're just doing like a straight a knee raise that's almost linear. It's pretty much along the perpendicular plane to the floor. Yeah, it's pretty much a hip flexor. A little bit of hip flexor. Maybe sartorius. If you want to get abs, I kind of sit in this in a hunched over crunch position, and you'll see I curl my limbs, and just because I get fatigued, I drop my legs. So the first part is a hip flexor to get into position, and the next spot I do kind of that's like a reverse crunch basically, like knee ups or knee raises or straight leg raises. They engage the abs, of course, but also for me, not to get detailed, but all my cancer surgery shit was in pelvis and abs, so that place is a fucking mess. And also because of the lower back constant pain and misery, I kind of have to adjust to what's comfortable. And mind muscle connection bull crap. It's nice, slow breathe out. Can't really get a stretch. Like that's the thing with the stretch focus that I pimped out earlier with like the seated row. What's the first exercise I did? Oh, there's just some exercises you can't get a stretch. Like this would be the stretch on your abs, so it's just kind of not doable on this machine. So we just gotta really concentrate on the elongation as much as possible, and the contraction, breathe out, hold, just for a beat. So we do it too. So there's this, and obviously there's this. Which gets my abs. This thing allows me to swing back a little to get a stretch, but you don't want to just get inertia. It's not swinging. God, my abs. How was that? 6. My abs and the fuck, I forgot what it says. My abs and the spine are a mess. I'm like, well, Jeff, why don't you do it next week? So, well, it's Saturday. I've already done the ab exercises I like. Another thing, yeah, abs. Doing abs every day is stupid. They're just a muscle, just like anything else. You don't do chest every day. But with appropriate design, you can do varying weight, varying loads, varying sets, varying quantity, I suppose, and volume of repeat body parts, but under different exercises. So I think early in the week I do rope crunches. Later in the week I do it's called the ab coaster, so it's like a weighted reverse crunch, which is this. And when the template on this app put in a third one, I can't remember what it was, but it's one that's really hard on my back. So it might have been hanging leg raises, which is essentially this if you do it right. All the tears in my rotator cuff make hanging from something for the duration of the exercise really difficult. Again, limiting factor. Even if I use the straps, yeah, it gets rid of my grip, but it can't fix my torn rotator cuff. So my torn rotator cuff gives out way before my abs do. Here, this is at least this is isolates as much as I can. I did start talking it already. But yeah, so this one, I'm a tall guy. My legs are really heavy. But again, it goes to prove I could pump these out and get like 20. Do it nice and slow and under conscious contraction and relaxation and flexion and stretch. You can crush it. I think the app was prescribing me to do 12, which means it pulled based on my last input that I can do 12. So I might have lied and went too fast, or I might have went too fast and got higher reps. So I accidentally lied. So moving on. See, I hunch on this. Back here hurts, so I can just do this hunch. Really grab body. This isn't a stretch per se, but it really gets that grabs around you at least. I've had this stopwatch easily since 2000. God, maybe 2004. I don't know if it's in my purchase history. I might actually got this in an actual old school store. What was the name of it? Equipment store. It was a franchise, but it wasn't Dick's. I think it's a Dick's now. I really need to open a gym. Talk about all the time. I have genius ideas. I don't know. If the right people knew about it, it would crush. But opening a gym in the wrong market, it would just be a waste. Like you want to go to a saturated market, you want to go to an undersaturated market. But one of the things I would do, Gold's Gym in Venice actually does this. From open, for them they're open at, I think they're open at 5. I think from 5 to 8 or 9, no music playing on the overhead, which I love. Most people aren't, they're listening to their own music. And the music they play, you don't obviously want to play music you can't play music everybody likes, but nobody likes the music they play. So like, quit playing it, or allow members access to the wireless signal to play their own playlists. I think the other branch of this place in another part of the city, I went there one day and I meant to look into this. I saw a sign saying, it was almost like a digital jukebox where you could play your music over a playlist over anything that's playing. That was genius. But that's because that'd be perfect too. Because I hate at this time of day, 2, 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning, having my headphones in. Because yeah, as far as a fob to get in here, because it's a 24-hour gym. It's locked 24/7. But I don't like, if I'm focused, I don't like when people can sneak up on me. People have snuck, came in and it kind of startled me because I was like, oh shit, somebody's in here. Headphones on, I don't hear anything. Yeah, if I opened a gym, no music. And if it was my gym, it would be closed from the hours of 3 to 5 just for me. Nah, it wouldn't. God, yeah. That would be a dream. Just open a gym. Talk to Betty about it and have her be like work there as far as like a healthcare practitioner when it comes to like hormone optimization and like Dutch tests, and women's health, and yeah, get a couple ortho docs on staff. I have amazing dreams and ideas. I will pat myself on the back, but they all require a lot of dreams. There you go. Shit, what was it? 6, 7. This is 6, 7, there was 6 and 7. This will be 3rd step. Goddamn. Fucking cancer surgery. Right in my body. Yeah, I have a big fucking giant scar. I have one scar where I broke my back. They went through the spine and through the front to put all the hardware in. And I love all my surgeons I've ever had. But they don't really care about the outcome. Like when he accessed the interior, the front part of my body, maybe there's a reason, but they went right through the muscle belly, the rectus abdominis. They didn't go in between, which maybe there's a reason why. Like if you went into the fascia, it wouldn't heal. Fuck, for all these years, I just answered my. Yeah, so as a result, I got this giant scar right across, one of the packs of the 6-pack. It just is all fuckery when it comes to just aesthetic. Actually, no, it hurts too. It's like really uncomfortable, and you can't train it away. Scars and muscle biologies. You're always gonna have this weird divot, and then this cancer surgery one. I got this giant scar straight down below from my belly button down. So it's just like, again, you can't train around it. You can't train it away. It's gonna be this weird, puffy, not puffy thing. So it looks like I have this little pooch. First world problems. Maybe someday it'd be a plastic surgery repair. I don't know. I remember as he's working this. I don't want to bring a big camera for this stuff. That's super douche. I think I have an old iPhone I could use. iPhones are such high quality right now. This is a workout video. What the hell? Let me get this set out of the way. 7, I think it was 8. Talking to myself the whole workout is weird. Inner thoughts. 1. Everybody breaks their back. Prepare for a life of desperate search for body. For your back to pop. Cardio. Doing it. I hate nipples. I don't care how in shape you are, especially if some dude that's taking steroids and getting bitch fed. Shirts and not flattering. I've kept cotton online. Everything it's weird. So weird. That's a Saturday. So cardio. Empty set. Another person in the disciple. Yeah. 2 seconds. Does this work if I do that? It does not. Yeah. Wrist trackers aren't accurate. I use it more just to journal my workouts so I can look at the things. See that today I did traditional strength training for 75 minutes. I like keeping track of my heart rate just as a curiosity. So I'm going to weight training workout, switch over to indoor cycle, do this bullshit for 30, 60 yards, so 2 seconds and I get this shit set up. Boy, I am Sam Sulek doing this. He also does the recumbent bike. Excuse me. Dispenses his wisdom. So Greg Doucette is really good at this. I hate this view. Jesus, it's got a better view. seconds. It's just gross. It looks weird. He advocates 150 minutes a week. Going to the gym, pedals with a click. He advocates like 150 minutes a week of cardio. Excuse me. I don't know where he gets that number. Seems like a good number. For anybody that slays away doing cardio, start climbing, because he thinks it's going to get rid of their fat. It's everywhere, so I can't quote it, but it's out there. You burn more calories and get more body composition alteration benefits from weight training. Period. Like some of the most shredded I've ever been, just purely from weight training and diet. Because cardio, yeah, it does obviously burn calories, but it does jack shit for muscle composition and quote unquote toning. Like look at cross-country runners versus sprinters. Obviously that's the extreme. Cross-country runners are all little emaciated little prisoner of war looking dudes. That's sprinters. Not the best example because no, I think that's pretty good. No, they're very obviously very muscular. And their body composition is more athletic and desirable. Even at, take the extreme and turn it into 30% of that same ratios and proportions and aesthetics are smaller. I think that's a lot of people's goal. So cardio can add to it, but can't compete with weight training as far as cardio burning and body composition changes. But you gotta exercise that freaking heart, man. A lot of this I knew, put off, changed. I mean, a lot of my life I spent a big chunk of my fitness life consciously going, well, I'm young now, I'll do it this way, knowing full well. Here we are, late 40s, going, well, here we are. Time to do cardio because I'm an old piece of shit heart. So, cardio for what it's for, cardiovascular health. And I take this from Greg Doucette and Peter Attia. Ideally, zone 2 cardio, which is relatively individual. So that's where I think a chest monitor is more ideal. So like Polar is a brand that does those. It's just a little heart monitor, a little band that goes under your boobs. But I use my Apple Watch as a reference, and you can go to a screen. Like if you're in the middle of if you're in the middle of their weight training menu on the Apple Watch, it will give you this choice. It recognizes cardio workouts and gives you this choice on those. Like right now, I'm on the indoor bike setting, and I can scroll to a chart that has the zones. So right now I'm in high zone 1 at 110 beats per minute. I think I break into zone 2. I think at 120 for me. So recumbent bike is not ideal to get the heart rate up. It's just too freaking easy. So I try to increase the resistance and the rate. Because cardio, to get in zone 2 for me, it's gotta be a little harder, but I'm beat up. My knees and spine are killing me. A lot of the bullshit from the cancer surgery just really hurt. So, picking my battles, I hate the word balance. But yeah, so I used Greg's 150 minutes a week. I did the math. I work out 7 days a week. Sometimes, actually, I'm doing 36. Let's run down to 30 because I don't know math. 30 minutes a week, a day times 6. I'm doing over 180. Crap, I'm overshooting. I can reduce this. So yeah, when I did the math originally, I was doing 5 days a week. I was 14. I'm doing 6. Oh, shit, it's good to know. Don't do it, I don't have to. If I get the same benefits with less time, win-win. Cool, I can reduce it. Yeah, so I was doing it based on the math. I took 150 divided by however many days a week I was working out. And then I divide that number, my daily rate, by 3, because there's 3 machines I like. I'll do the stair stepper first, which is the most intense. Then I'll do the elliptical, which is not the most intense and preferable, but it involves my arms, which is helpful. I like a little less damage on the joints. Because I'm tall, the range of motion on it feels kind of janky. Or how the range, the biomechanics works is a little janky, but it's still challenging enough that it gets into that zone too. And the third one, most of the time, I ideally would do it, I think like a 15% incline on a treadmill at a high rate of speed, whatever speed gets me into zone 2. My knee, which you know, my left knee, I currently have 4 tears in it. ACL, PCL, and 2 meniscal tears. So it's on borrowed time. So you can just watch this. Everybody's got in here. I really want this vacuum. Or the third one. So I divide it by 3 to just break it up because nobody likes cardio. So this gives me variety. But I also I can't wait to go home and do the math. But I work now 6 days a week and I can reduce how much cardio I'm doing. If I can get whatever I'm doing 36 times, I should be able to do this math. I can't think straight. 30 times 6, 180 minutes a week. So that's 6 times 6 is 36. 8 is 2. Whatever. I'm doing over 200 minutes a week. So I'm overshooting. I definitely can reduce it, which is good for morale. Like you want to have a good weight training workout, but God, it's hard to when you're not looking forward to a 36-minute cardio session. Or you could do, 3 50-minute sessions, which sounds like a nightmare. So I'd rather just do 6 baby ones, as long as I get to the zone 2. So yeah, it's better for morale. And if it gives you the same results, I've been really religious about labs lately. Partially because I think it's quarterly on TRT with Wittmer. This I'll pimp out. Wittmer Rejuvenation Clinic. Those are my docs for that stuff. So they're quarterly, so they get your average labs. CMP, CBC, liver function, obviously testosterone, estrogen, estradiol, blah, blah, blah. So that's good. I get that there. But I've actually been really religious on my cardiac markers and cardiac tests outside of just cholesterol. My heart's not bad, but there are some kind of heads up things. There's a thing called a calcium score. And mine, there's 3 tiers of scoring, blah, blah, blah between blah, blah, blah is, whatever, low risk, medium risk, high risk, whatever. I can't remember what the 4 are. But I'm at the high end of the 4th, the worst. It really pisses me off. I was like, I kind of expected him to be bad, but not that freaking bad. It was hard, and I attribute it partially to stress, the life I led as a stress. Stress, fucks up your heart, fucks up your labs and your numbers, and, the deposits and that. You can't out-exercise bad environmental factors. I tried. I attribute part of it to my bodybuilding diet extremes, cheat days. My cheat days were pretty epic, especially when I got off discipline. My cheat days would turn into cheat weeks. But fortunately, some of the labs I'm running, it's one called a GGC, an APO or lipo B, APO A, I think should be like diabetes. Lipo B is cardiac, I don't know. But some of the other labs I'm doing for cardio, or for like pre-diabetes and all that, those are all good. So those cheat days haven't fucked that up, thank God. Cholesterols are okay. My good cholesterol is good. My bad cholesterol is a little high. I think, can't remember which direction it is. Triglycerides are great. But yeah, all things considered, not too shabby. But this is actually October 19th. I got started a very concentrated assessment and tracking of everything I'm doing, not just like lifting, weight training, watching my diet through Carbon app. I'm tracking labs. I'm doing some labs monthly to assess stuff that I'm researching. Full disclosure, it's fucking falling apart. I'm not in any competitive sports. I'm not cheating on anything. And my body's falling apart. But I want to be smart. So I'm doing some labs monthly, monitoring signs and symptoms, how I feel journal. And tracking, what I'm doing, like what's my caloric design right now. Right now I'm on a slight deficit. Not enough, honestly. One thing I'm doing is Israel Tell has a great video on how to be lean after 40 or something that talks about. You got to think of the net gain, the big picture. So yeah, a pound a week for 12 weeks doesn't seem appealing. You're like, I want to make these 3 pounds a week. But if you don't sustain it, you rebound and bounce back higher. It's like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. At the end of the year, you might have lost 1 pound. Whereas if you're slow and smooth and steady and patient, the end of that year is better outcome. So currently I'm on the 12-week rotation of the caloric deficit. Admittedly, I've fucked up a couple times this week. And that's a big problem I have, is having the shit locked down and then having to slip or whatever and going, fuck it. And it's like, you're doing it. And like every coach, every trainer, every nutritionist will say, all right, don't beat yourself up, just get back on track. I even know that intellectually. Had Thanksgiving dinner, enjoyed myself, didn't overeat, didn't undereat. It's like, oh, fuck it, I fucked up. Got home, was still hungry, and that genie was that Pandora's box was open. McDonald's cookies, next day morning donuts. Fucking just weak-willed. I hate excuses, but I would say part of it's dopamine rush, serotonin, what would be low say? Just that it's mental based. It's having got rid of alcohol, having some headspace issues that need to be dealt with. You're just constantly looking for that piece of catharsis or whatever it gives you. And I get still high zone 1. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, like I just get so much quote unquote therapy out of it. Used to be alcohol, like just sitting there with some good whiskey and such a nerd. It's the good whiskey and X-Files. God, that brought me so much peace. And I wouldn't get like obliterated, but I enjoyed the peace. So it ended up being a lot of alcohol. All right, get rid of that, and then your body wants to substitute for something else. And having a history of bodybuilders, essentially poor bodybuilders or poorly focused or whatever I was, just yo-yo dieting, essentially. And it just creates a downward spiral, same pattern over and over and over again. So it's really hard to break. So got rid of alcohol. I was like, oh, do this, but alcohol has less calories than it does donuts. It's like on paper. It's like, well, if I'm gonna calorically, alcohol would be better. organ-wise, alcohol is bad. It's not great for your organs, but it's a slower burn, I think. But calorically, it's tenfold more damaging. God dang it, something got a pill. One thing, it's been huge. It's been Greg Doucette, he has a cookbook. It's called the Anabolic Cookbook, I think. He has a recipe, and it's not a giant recipe. It's literally popcorn, and you take your protein powder preference. I use a casein because it mixes into more of a syrup than whey. And you mix it slightly more diluted than a syrup, so it can stir better. And you pour that over a bowl of popcorn and mix the popcorn out with a spoon, and essentially make caramel corn out of your favorite protein. Giant volume, so you definitely feel full of it. And if you like your protein, fuck, it's good. So that's been like a game changer for me as far as like last night, because I fucked up and had donuts yesterday morning. That Pandora's box has been breached. Floodgates have been broken. So my thought was like, fuck it, order a couple sandwiches. I'm like, no, I'm at least gonna order popcorn. I got the popcorn I like. It's not like some crazy gross pop. It's some local distributor. It's got, the ingredients are literally like popcorn and low salt. So it's straight up popcorn, just boring old popcorn. I used Quest casein. Had like 3 bowls of it. Still, like, it's a lot of calories per se, but as far as volume and health damage and caloric failure and fallout, way less damaging than had I just caved in and ordered 2 footlongs to Subway. So it's better choices versus all or none. So I guess that's the message. Anyway, I'm gonna call it so I can start editing this long video together. If anybody made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, comment below. Give me stuff to talk about during these if you want me to keep them up.